Welcome to another edition of Islanders Insider, as we come to you from the press box at Chapman Field here on the campus of Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. I'm Stephen King, and today we're going to be talking tennis, Islanders tennis, with the Director of Tennis, Steve Moore, as well as Islanders seniors, Guillaume Rausio and Celia Rodriguez. Let's get things started as we bring in the coach. Coach Steve Moore, how you doing?
Good to see you, old friend.
Good to see you too. Good to see you again. I'm an old Corpus guy. You're an old Corpus guy.
That's right.
We've been in this neck of the woods a long time. In your years of coaching, I think 22 years, have you ever experienced an undefeated season? Your women are at 21-0 right now, getting ready for the conference tournament. It's amazing.
Not even close. Not that it could not have been done, but for that to be done, you got to squeeze all the juice out of your orange. You got to max out, and you challenge teams to do that, to control all the things they can control. I had just never seen it done in 22 years. Through their bad choices or my deficiencies or whatever, it had just not been done. This group actually took something that could be done and did it. The biggest problem in college tennis, the biggest challenge, is to get all 6 players to play hard every match. And there's so many potential excuse cards. Out late studying, traffic in Houston, super windy conditions, a crazy crowd that's getting in my head. And you can choose to block that out and fight and lock the back door, or you can choose to use the excuse card and take the path of least resistance. This group always chose the character road, and that really says a lot about their character and leadership.
When you look at this group, most of them are upperclassmen, but they were at one time freshmen and ultimately had to be developed into the players they are today.
Yeah, that's something we take a lot of pride in, is developing our players. Every team has its trade-offs, its good and bad points. One of our areas of pride is the way we develop our players. Celia, developed. Stefania Nicolai even played 5 as a freshman, finished at 1. Aurélien Tave played 4, finished at 1. So many of our players have developed. And I credit that a lot to their discipline and daily practice tenacity, and we challenge them to improve 5% a week, and if you do that, you'll improve a lot.
Besides the never quit and this grinded out mentality that you have at your squad, it does help that you do have some significant depth and talent, especially on the women's side. Young athletes have ultimately taken the top 2 spots in your team with a couple sophomores,
right?
Hortense Boucher and Yelena Zinic. How did this all come together?
I mean, those 2 have been amazing. Yelena returns, comes back way smarter, added so many new chess pieces to her game, things she can do, and she was always a fighter, but she's smarter, mentally tougher, and can do more things. Hortense, what a blessing that girl was, because she came here with the perfect Islander characteristics, attitude. She was all about team. We overemphasize the team. For some people, that's not the right fit. But if you're an over-team-oriented person, if you've always been brought up team above self, we're the team for you. And she came in and really bought into that. She was already that way and just elevated us like crazy. I mean, that girl fought with incredible spirit and was just an amazing teammate.
And her game has actually changed a lot from the day she walked on the court to where she is today.
A lot. I mean, she learned how to play smart footwork, chess, tennis against different opponents. She looks at a style. She knows what she's got to do. She goes out there and executes. She recognizes, different strategies against different players, and I hardly even have to tell her anymore. She's a really smart player and mentally tough.
What makes this ladies group different than everyone else out there, your opponents that you face?
You never want to think you're better at anything. I just feel that we've really made a commitment to only recruit high character players. And I feel like probably now out of every 10 we recruit that have the level, we're dismissing 8 and only probably picking 1 or 2 of those because we want the highest character, the hardest worker, the one with the most disciplined athletic habits, the one that's the best teammate. And I think that our recruiting pipelines have also, they recognize that. They know who to send us and not send us. So we're getting the right fit for us a lot. I mean, those recruiting pipelines have taken 20 years plus to develop, but they really know us now. And I feel like those kids came in and they were already super high character kids. So for us, it was a lot easier because we're developing their tennis game, and we're not changing work ethic or attitude or anything like that.
You know, on the men's side, unfortunately, they missed out on their 9th regular season title, coming in second after falling to Lamar, who was number 54 in the country. It appeared that in that match, the loss of the doubles point was crucial because you did have 3 singles matches going on with teams grinding, with gentlemen grinding and looking to pick up 3 singles.
We were
wins.
up in 3 matches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. When you stop at 4, that's not always as apparent. But, 9 years in a row was a long run. 10 years would have been a real long run. And, to come in and do that, against this year's Southland, where 3 teams were nationally ranked in the top 65, Lamar, Abilene Christian, and us, were all ranked in the top 65. I mean, 300 plus teams in Division One. To have 3 Southland men's teams in the top 65 is overly strong. And Lamar's very good. I mean, they beat Rice, who's 26 in the country at Lamar. So we respect them tremendously, but we know we've got more in us. We know that we can do better. And this has been an incredibly passionate, intense practice week with a lot of sense of urgency. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. We needed to have one of these conference losses, to really have a sense of urgency to improve a few things.
Looking at both squads, men's and women, tell me about the role of your senior players. We just celebrated Senior Day for both men and women recently. How have they managed to be the leaders that you want them to be on the court as well as off?
I mean, those kids came in as special individuals. I mean, Celia, Miter, Ricky, Gee, the captains, Javier, another senior. Look, they were special kids. Their character was as good as you can ask for. And what they did as senior captains was just amazing. You can never. We had Senior Day yesterday, and Gerald Chonahue said something really telling about those girls. He said they're such perfect ambassadors for your program. They are so overly polite and respectful and humble, but once they get on the court, they are competitive pit bulls, and that is such a tough combination to find. Very kind-hearted gentleman, kind-hearted young lady off the court, but a tenacious warrior on the court. That's a tough combination to find. And, I would just say their parents for the way they raised them and the choices those girls made, because they were special leaders. I mean, I tell you what, it was quite a special journey traveling, and the spirit they brought to every match. It was like standing behind a jet. It was like raining spirit and energy, and it was fun to be a part of. It was really fun. There was one trip from Louisiana we got back from, and I said, I know it's 2:30 in the morning, and I know we're here at Enterprise, and I'm sad this trip's over. And everyone's like, yeah, me too. It was just such a joy, everyone being together. I'll say one other thing. Our coaching staff, Aurelian Tave, Gerga Weidinger, Dr. Randy Bennett, Coach Richard, Show, our trainer. There was a lot of character people pouring heart and soul into the team. They had a lot of positive pipelines of mentoring and character and encouragement coming from a lot of people, and that was a big factor too.
Well, it's been a great year. The Southland Conference Tournament is up next. Coach, good luck to you.
Thank you, brother. Good to see you.
Stay with us. More to come. Islander Insider continues in a moment. Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time on our Kritzespon Health System feature segment, we focus on Islander women's tennis and their undefeated season.
It feels incredible to finish the season undefeated, but we're not done yet. We have worked so hard day in and out the whole year. We show up to every practice pushing each other to get better. We work hard on improving our fitness and our game. We have achieved some great things this season and we look to keep it going.
I think we are doing a good season because we work really hard. We try to give our best in every match, in every practice. We try to encourage each other, and because we believe in ourselves. And we think that we can do a good result, and we work for it, and we deserve it.
I think we only lost one match over we play 14 or 15 matches together. We playing a number 3, and I think we really start with energy, the doubles, and that's why we succeed because we went with energy, a lot of feet, and as always, Coach Steve told us, since the beginning you have to come with energy, and if you do that, the opponent is going down. So I think that's what we did, and we did it pretty well. I think that's why we won.
I think we have a special chemistry when it comes to play together, and I think we do great. Honestly, we communicate and we really have fun and we support each other.
That's it. I think she's completely right. I think we have a really good chemistry. I mean, it's not the first year that we have been playing together, and I also think that having a team that is 2 seniors, I think it's really good because we have a lot of experience and all that.
The one thing that is so stand out to me is how hard they competed, number one, and what a true high character, true team they were. I mean, those girls were all about team. I can't remember one moment where I thought someone was really being selfish. They were always thinking team first, me second, team first, me second. And I look at what the new girls who have come brought. I mean, they so uplifted our team and just built it and stood for Islander values. I mean, Hortense and Marina and Alex, I mean, they were just amazing how they came in and just were a shot in the arm of spirit and caring about the team and hard work. And, and then we already had, Carrie and Yelena and Judith, who were just already superstars that cared about the team.
This is the best decision I've made in my life, coming here to play tennis and study at the same time. And it's been amazing. I mean, 4 years almost, and it went really quick. I think Maider thinks the same as me, and I don't know. I mean, I can't believe I'm a senior already, and it's kind of sad because it's almost done. But we still have 1 more month here. We still have to play the tournament, and it's not over yet. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, hopefully we are gonna do great. I mean, this team is unbelievable. I think it's the best team we ever had. And if every girl plays their best, give their best in the court, I think we can do great. So hopefully we're gonna leave from here with a championship.
Yeah.
We have so many great memories I share with Celia and Maider, from our practices, our road trips, our matches. And to me, one of the greatest memories was when we played against New Orleans last year. I had finished my match earlier, so I went to watch and cheer for them. And Maider played one of the toughest girls in the conference, and she pulled through. And so did Celia. She came back from 5-0 down to win the match. I was so proud of them. They will never call it quits, and they fought from the first point until the end, and they are the true definition of a fighter.
It's incredibly fulfilling when you have kids with the character of Celia and Maider, and you see how hard they play for the team and for each other. What they've done for our culture of our team is so profound. I could go on forever, but specifically just they always competed hard and they cared so much about each other and the team and the coaching staff. And you know, it's amazing to see if you get a real high character group of people together and you work hard for a cause of uplifting people and you know, building character. It's pretty special to see what you got after 4 years.
We're all very excited about the conference tournament next week. We've been working and practicing so hard during the whole year. We also did a great job in encouraging each other and bringing each other up. So I strongly believe that we deserve the conference title next week, and we're gonna give our best to achieve that goal.
We have worked so hard, so I think we are prepared and we can win the conference. And also I think we can win at least one round in the NCAA. Like we can do better than we did 2 years ago. And also next year I think it's gonna be everything new for Carrie and me, because we're gonna be the leaders, we're gonna be seniors, we're gonna be the old ones, you know.
Lung cancer is the leading cancer killer in both men and women. Because most cases are diagnosed in the most advanced stage, early detection is the key to survival. Are you between the age of 55 and 74? Have a smoking history of at least 30 pack years? Radiology and Imaging of South Texas and Christus Spohn Cancer Center have joined together to offer affordable lung cancer screenings. Call 1-855-557-7646 to schedule, because what you can't see can kill you.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we're going to be talking to two members of the Islanders tennis program, seniors Guillaume Rausio and senior Celia Rodriguez. Welcome. Glad you could join us today.
Thank you.
Guillaume, let's start with you. Plain and simple. You're in your senior campaign. Let's go back a few years. You know, tell me about starting to play for Steve Moore, head coach Moore. I mean, when you look back after arriving from France, like what was one of the first things that really sunk in, one of his philosophies for you?
He was really intense, and he taught me how to work hard, and that nothing can happen if you don't work hard, you know? It's not coming from the sky or falling down on you like you don't know what happened. You have to work every day, you have to give everything every day. The intensity has to be maximum every day if you want to reach your goals.
So this was like from the first meeting, this
Yeah.
was ingrained to you immediately.
Yeah, like the first time I saw him, I knew what was going to happen to me, you know? And I was happy about it, you know? It made me grow up. Like, if you want to come in this team, I think you have to be prepared mentally to be pushed to your limit and ready to break the ceiling.
Well, Celia, let me ask you something. You know, Celia, you come to us today in a tremendous situation. You are now the winningest player in Islander women's tennis history. Did you ever pay attention to that countdown of victories needed to become the winningest player of all time?
Well, at the beginning, I didn't even think about it. You know, you just come here and to fight for the team. You don't think about yourself, you know. But then 2 years ago, I realized I could beat that record. And I started to kind of think about it a little bit, but that was secondary always, you know. I thought about the team. I fought every match, and that's how we did it, you know. And I achieved that goal, well, just fighting for the girls. You know.
What do you think of your accomplishment, though? You achieved it. You did it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I feel great, honestly. I think it's something pretty amazing. I mean, but same thing, you know. And if it's not, it's what Guy said. If it's not for our coaches, I wouldn't be the kind of player I am today. I mean, the coaches are very disciplined. We have curfews, you know. They control our eating, and you have to do everything right. I mean, that's how it is here, and you have to be ready, as he said.
Well, let me ask you something as well here. Speaking of coaching, we talked about Steve, and you talked about some of the other coaches, but you have assistant coaches. What is the relationship like with Aurelian Tave and Gergo Weidinger? And for Gergo, I know when he was a senior, you were a freshman. You were actually his doubles partner.
Yeah, we are very close to them. It's more like big brothers to us. They are really important as coaches too, but they bring to the team another aspect, you know. And the fact that I was playing with Gergo in doubles, you know, it's bringing me closer to him, and what he's telling me as a coach, I take it more personal, and I think it's helping me way more.
And also, they're still really good players, aren't they?
Yeah, they're still really good. They still beat us, yeah.
Celia, let me ask you this. How do you describe your game? What is your game? How do you play?
Well, I think I'm kind of like a grinder, you know. I fight every point, and well, when I have to attack, I will. You know, if I have an easy ball, I go hard. But yeah, I kind of fight every point. Yeah.
Just applying pressure, putting pressure on players.
Yeah, that's kind of like I've been winning these 4 years, these 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Just if I have to hit 20 balls in one point, I'll do it. You know, I try every point.
Let me continue asking you something else here. You when you came here, you know, there are teammates from Spain, and more teammates from Spain have joined since you've been here. Has that made your transition living here in the United States much easier, a better situation considering you have part of home here with you?
For sure. I mean, I came here, and having someone from your own country, it's gonna help you so much. They always help each other, and I don't know. And the other teammates too, even though they are not from Spain. I love them all, and they all help me.
Well, Gergo, similar situation for you, like the teammates from France, and even again one of your coaches, Aurelian.
Yeah. When I came here, I was the only French player here, so Aurelian was a big part of the deal for me, you know. And I could see that after that, when the other French guys came here, I could help them a lot, and I think that's a big something big to come in the United States, you know, because it's a tough transition. You don't know the language, it's another culture. So having somebody that can help you, that knows the system already, is a big plus.
This is kind of for both of you, but I'll let Celia answer it. You know, we hear how the team is a family, you know, men and women together. Is that true from your perspective, and how has that continued to contribute to the success of the program?
It is true. I mean, we all get along really well together. We are like brothers and sisters. We hang out of the court. It doesn't matter where we are. We always have fun. And I think being together as a family, it helps us so much. We cheer for each other in every match. Even in practice, we're like encouraging each other. It's pretty fun. It's much better when you have friends that are your teammates, and it really helps us, I think.
I know academically both of you are, you know, here to get an education. I know in Guy's situation in particular, you know, you've chosen mechanical engineering as your degree. Woo. You know, what is your plan with that degree?
I'll probably go back home, try to get my master in Europe somewhere. I know my sister and my brother-in-law live in Switzerland, where I can maybe enter one of the best engineering school over there. So I'll try to get into that. And
Celia, your degree, what are you going for again?
I'm general business, and I still have one more year here. I'm gonna be assistant coach, so I have a little, I have time to think about it. But we'll see. I may go home again and maybe study a master's there. We'll see.
What are you gonna miss most from your experience at A&M Corpus Christi?
That's a hard question for me, because I think I'm gonna miss everything, every practice, the road trips with my teammates, the matches. I mean, not the running though.
Guy, let me ask you the same thing. What are you gonna miss?
I will miss the people, everybody that I met here. particularly the team, but also outside the team. You know, everybody in the athletic department, like you guys. I think everybody became a big part of our lives during 4 years here. For me or Celia, I think it's the same. You know,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be the hard part. You know, when you're going back home and you know you're not coming back. That's going to be the hard part.
Well, you can always come back. You can always come back.
Thank you.
Sure. I just want to say thank you to both of you. Congratulations on your career, and good luck coming up here in the Southern Conference Tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll tell you what's next for Islanders Athletics. More to come on Islanders Insider. Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, let's bring you up to speed on what's next for Islanders Athletics. Islander men's and women's tennis will be heading to the Southland Conference Championships in Nacogdoches, Texas, all weekend long, Friday through Sunday, the 22nd through the 24th. Islanders softball will be on the road at Houston Baptist. Friday, they'll participate in a doubleheader starting at 1 with the second game at 3 o'clock. And on Saturday, the third game of the series will start at 12 noon. Islander baseball takes to the diamond at Chapman Field for a 3-game series against the University of New Orleans. Friday's game starts at 6 o'clock, Saturday at 4 p.m., and Sunday at 1. And Islander track and field will be heading out on Saturday the 23rd as they head up to Baylor for the Baylor Invitational. That is an all-day event. Islander softball will travel to UTSA on Tuesday the 26th as they have a 5 o'clock start time. They'll be joined by Islander baseball, who's also traveling to UTSA on the 26th. That start time, 6 p.m. Once again, I want to say thank you to head coach Steve Moore, the director of tennis for Texas A&M University Corpus Christi, as well as his athletes Guillaume Horacio and Celia Rodriguez for joining us here today. Most importantly, thank you for tuning in. I'm Stephen King. For everyone here at Islander Athletics, you've been watching Islanders Insider.